everybody, welcome to STEAM. Today we're doing salt painting. So this one's a little bit more artistic, so you can be a little more creative with this one. You can do any kind of designs or drawings, you can write your name, anything you want with this one. So I'll just teach you the technique and you can do whatever you like with it. So what we need for this one is a piece of paper. So a thick piece will actually work a little bit better. So I just have the thin paper at home, just a regular standard size paper. So I'm going to use that. But if you wanted to try it on, even on like cardboard or just any kind of material that glue sticks to, you can do it on that as well. So if you have cardstock at home or cardboard, that might work a little better, but it works on pretty much anything. You'll need a paintbrush. So I did this one, it soaks up a lot of water, which is really good for this one because you're going to make big drops. So if you have a little brush but that soaks up a lot of water in the top, that's the best for this one. But any kind of brush will do. You're going to need some kind of glue. White glue is usually what's used, but I don't have any white glue at home, so I'm actually going to be using this clear glue. So any kind of glue that you have is good. I have my napkin here and my newspaper down just so that I don't make a mess. You're going to need salts. Something that you can easily pour out of is a really big help for this one because you're going to be pouring it on your paper just like glitter when you do glitter. So if you have either this kind of a packaging or if you have like a squirt bottle to put the salt in, that's the best way to do it. And then this is, you have two options for the color portion. So what I'm going to be using is food coloring, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of water in these little cups. So I'll put them a little bit closer. So I already filled these little bottle caps with water, and I'm just going to be putting a couple drops of color in just to give them kind of a watercolor effect. But if you actually do have watercolors at home, you can use those as well. So just a little bit of paint mixed with water would also work if you have acrylic or tempera paint. Just a little bit and mix it with water. We're just looking for a really liquidy paint. Alright, and that's all you need. So let's get started with the design and the salts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a flower, but you could do anything. You just want your design in glue so that you can cover it with that salt. So I'm just going to do a nice pretty flower. And it's almost Mother's Day, so this could be a nice Mother's Day present too if you want to make it that. Just make sure you've got glue all over. And if you do it, white glue works really well because it's kind of thick. This clear glue works pretty good too. So once you've got your glue all over, here's where your salt comes in. You want to pour it all over the glue, just like you would, like I said earlier, with glitter. Probably a little more used to using glitter for this kind of thing. So just kind of cover all that with salt. All the white or clear that you see, you want to cover it with salt. And I'm going to pour off the excess. So don't worry about doing too much. But you could pinch it on if you're trying to do, like use a little bit less salt. That's okay too. You could just kind of pinch it on there so you don't use as much. Alright, so once you got it all on there, that's a little bit much. Once you get it all on there, you can also spread it around if you want. You could pick it up and spread it around. So I'm just going to pick it up and kind of move it around so it gets on everything. Shake, shake, shake. So you can see it making that big crystally texture on there, which is what we want. And then I'm just going to pour the excess off on my extra newspaper here. That's why I have that there. So I don't have the extras. So you just want it all to pour off just like glitter. You're doing it just like you would your glitter. You just pour it. And you can see my paper kind of wrinkling. That's why having that big, thicker paper does work pretty well, but you just get the last bit off of it. Alright, So you can see that it's pretty thick. It's got that texture. And now you want to put your colors on it. So you can draw anything with this one. I'm gonna put in my colors. I'll do a little bit of green in this one. And I'm just gonna put the green right behind it so I remember that that's green there. I'm gonna do blue in this one. And I'm just doing a couple drops. If I need more drops, I will add more later. You can always do that. I'll do red in my red cap so I know. And you can see that color in there. I'm going to stir it in a little bit with my paintbrush, the back side of my paintbrush. That one's a little bigger, so I put 3 drops in. But you can tell how many you need. So if you don't have this step, if you just have your water right now, or your watercolors, you can just mix some water with your watercolors, and then you have your color ready. So now what you want to do, and this is why it's important to have a brush that kind of picks up a lot of water, what you want to do now is pick up some water. So I'm going to start with yellow for my center. So get a big glob of it, and then you just kind of tap it and see it spread. So you just tap it. Don't brush it, just tap it. And you can see it spread all through there, which is my favorite part of this craft. It's fun to watch it just spread. That's why you need that water base color. So a regular tempera or acrylic paint won't really work because it won't have that spread that you really want to see. So make sure you get something with a little bit of water mixed in at least. So I'm going to move on to red, and it can kind of mix in there, which is fun. So I'm just going to go all the way around and color my flower. So my red's a little orangey, I think, especially where it mixes with the yellow, which makes sense. But if you did want a little darker red, you might be able to just add a few more drops of color in there. It's up to you. I like this one a lot. This one, as you can see, it's kind of open to do a few times. If you wanted to draw a different kind of picture, or you could try different kind of colors, or you could write your name, that would be really fun. You can do this one several times. And it'll be different every time, at least a little bit. But this would be a great Mother's Day card if you want to make something for your mom or your grandma. You could do it on a card, you could fold it in half so this was the front, and put Happy Mother's Day or draw a flower like I did. Alright, so I like that. So now I'm going to use green for my stem, my flower stem. Ooh, that's a really bright, bold green. I like that one a lot. And I could add some stuff to the background. I never used blue, so if I wanted to draw some clouds in there, that would be a fun use of the blue. So remember, you don't want to paint it like you normally would. You just want to dab it, and it's going to follow that salt trail that you made, which is very fun to watch it do that. You just get a little bit of color and just dab it, dab it. And I did it. I colored my picture, and I'm done with that. So I have my little flower here, and I think it turned out really cool. You can see it's getting a little wet from all the water in there, but just leave it for a little while. Let it dry, and then the glue will dry, the water will dry, and it'll end up just a nice thick salt painting that you can touch, and it has some texture to it. So if you can see here, I didn't use much at all. So a little soda bottle cap is plenty of water and color. So if you want to just even fill those up halfway, put 1 drop of your food coloring in, that is plenty to do one picture. Alright, so I hope you guys have a lot of fun with this one. If you try it, put it in the comments so I can see what you made. You can do anything with this one. So I'll be excited to see what you guys do with it. Thanks for coming. Bye.